Tony.
If you haven't got a clue, Tony's got the answer for you.
How are you today?
Good, you?
I'm ready to get these questions
I can tell.
rolling.
I can tell you got a lot of energy this morning.
Yeah, got to. You got to keep the energy flowing.
I hear you. Good.
Keep the spirits up.
Absolutely.
First question of the day for you.
Okay.
What grades of natural stone are there? And what is the difference between them?
Well, stone, like a lot of other products, there's different grades. Stone, there's like a commercial quality, which is a lesser quality. First quality is what we bring in. First quality is usually are supposed to be used in residential projects. It's supposed to be the best of the best stone or quartz available. So basically, what happens is when they get a block of stone, you know, if the stone has no blemishes, it doesn't have a lot of cracks, it's a good block. That's generally first quality. So it gets the best polish. Everything looks good. It doesn't have any cracks, veins, fissures, any kind of that. That would be your first quality stone, which is what we bring in. Because to me, it doesn't pay. Because we do mostly residential. We do some commercial, but mostly residential. We do first quality. Now there's commercial grade. The commercial grade is normally used on commercial projects because the commercial projects, nobody's living in it. It's usually for exterior buildings. It's usually for hotels, stuff like that, where they can get away with a lesser quality material because they're doing it as it's not somebody's house. We're going to nitpick every little thing.
Right.
So it's commercial quality. So what that means is maybe the polish isn't as good. Maybe sometimes on a standard, like a level 1 material, which is very consistent, maybe there'll be a small salt bowl size, they call it a spall. Salt bowl size, maybe black mark or different mark that's different from the rest of the slab. Sometimes they're as big as a basketball.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So what happens is a lot of guys will bring in commercial quality material because it's cheaper. First quality is this much, and there's commercial quality, and then there's even even lesser than commercial quality. It's basically whatever the quarry had. Like the blocks aren't great, but they can sell it really cheap because what are they going to do with it? So they sell it really cheap. So there's a lot of guys that will buy all the lesser quality material, and then they will sell it at a much cheaper price. The problem with that is if you're doing mostly residential, nobody's going to accept a giant basketball-sized spall in their countertop. So what happens is you have to generally, if you're smart or you're a good fabricator, you cut around that. But when you cut around it, the square footage you paid for ends up in your stone dumpster.
Yep.
So yes, you pay less per square foot. You got a lesser quality material. Even if you cut around the spall, the polish is not as good because they're not going to waste the time to polish a lesser quality stone to first quality standards.
Right.
So you pay less, but the majority of it ends up in a dumpster to finish this project. That's why we only do first quality. I don't want to cut around stuff. I want to make sure that everything we put in works. But that's why, it's like the old adage, buyer beware. People are shopping around. Like, we're never the cheapest. And it was never our goal to be the cheapest. It was our goal to be the best. And when you be the best, like, for us, like, our saying is quality first always. Yep. And that goes like quality first material, quality first customer service, quality first fabrication, installation. That's our mentality. Quality first always. So when you see a guy advertising in all these different magazines or whatever, $29.99 special install, 30 square feet for $2,000, chances are if he paid for first quality material and he's selling it at that price, he's basically doing it for free.
Yep.
Because you can't spend the money on first quality material, spend the money on all the labor involved in doing a first quality fabrication job and expect to make money selling it that cheap.
Yeah.
So first quality, first quality, first quality. you have to price it accordingly, which we do, which is why we're never the cheapest, but we're also giving you the best material, service, and installation and fabrication. So yeah, to answer your question, yes, there's first quality materials, commercial grade materials, and then basically garbage material. Now the garbage material before, they used to sell a lot of natural stone tile. So, but now the porcelain looks so much like real natural stone. Not many people buy natural stone tile anymore. In Europe, it's still popular. Here in the United States, people want maintenance free, so they go porcelain. So they can't get rid of that commercial stuff, because before they would make tile out of it, and they could cut around all these spots, and they could get, you can use those blocks to get rid of all the imperfections.
Right.
Now, because more and more people are going with porcelain and less tile, now they're forced to use these materials, and they sell them cheap just kind of get rid of them.
Oh.
And somebody is always going to buy them because, if we're paying $1,000 a slab for first quality, if, some people, their mentality, well, I can get this one for $200. So why I'm going to buy this one for $200 and look at my profit margin. Yeah, but you're giving away, you're selling a lesser quality product. You're cutting around all the imperfections that no customer is going to want in their house. So you didn't really make any money. And if something's sitting in your slab yard and people are coming to pick their slab, nobody's going to pick a slab with a giant mark in it.
No.
It's generally those shops that will only show a small sample. That's generally the material they use, because the customer's not going to see that slab, so they can cut that slab and try to cut away from it. But again, still a lesser quality material.
That's wild. I never even thought about it like that
It's
before.
like you said, you get what you pay for. So
Right.
if somebody's offering you, gives you this great price, oh my God, I can't believe I got, these countertops for $2,000, and it's like a 60 square foot countertop job, you're not getting what you think you're getting.
No.
Yeah.
It always makes me think of like the big box stores that sell quartz tops and whatnot.
And quartz is the same thing. I mean, there's your quality name brand quartz products that have a quartz, which is a non-porous material, to sand ratio like this. And then you have your knockoff brands, usually Chinese or something like that, comes in, and that quartz to sand ratio is now this.
Yep.
So it's of course it's much cheaper because quartz is expensive, sand is cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So when that ratio goes like this, that non-porous material you thought you got is all of a sudden not so non-porous. I see on Facebook, I'm a member, I go on all these different sites for countertops and kitchen remodeling and stuff, and I see so many people go, oh my God, I can't understand it. I just got quartz and it's only been 4 days and it's got a stain. I thought it didn't stain. Because you didn't get a top quality quartz, because you probably went for the cheapest price and you got a knockoff brand where your quartz to sand ratio was this.
Yep.
And that's what happens.
Yep.
So.
And if you go to some place besides a countertop shop, like a big box store, you don't have many options.
Yeah.
There's only whatever they have, and normally that's like 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you were to come to somewhere like us, you have all these different options. You have exotic stones, natural and quartz. Yeah. You can get whatever you want, basically.
Yeah, I firmly believe that if you come here, if you can't find something that you love here, it probably doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Really.
No, I agree, because we have a very, very big variety.
We take a lot of pride in our inventory and what we bring in, and we get a ton of compliments on the variety that we have. Yeah. And from exotics to staple items, but there's literally something here for everybody's taste and everybody's budget.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
And that brings us into our next question.
Okay.
What does it mean when a stone is exotic, and how can you tell that it's exotic?
Okay, an exotic stone, normally they classify an exotic stone as a semi-precious stone. Say like a blue bahia. A blue bahia is a granite, but it's categorized as a semi-precious stone because it's not something that you normally see. I mean, it's a cobalt blue granite. It's not a earth tone. It's not a natural color that you would normally see. Like if you're walking, you pick up a stone somewhere, chances are it's not going to be, this bright cobalt blue. It's going to be, gray or brown or whatever. So it's the stuff that looks different than your normal basic stone would be your exotics. There's your typical standard granites, and especially right now, a lot of the quartzites we've been bringing in, most of the quartzites we bring in are exotics.
Yes.
I mean, believe me, and you see them. You'll never find, if you do these quartzites in your home, I promise you will never see it anywhere else. You will never see it anywhere else. The exotics, the exotic quartzites that are being quarried and we're bringing in now are, like, I've been doing this a long time. 38 years I've been in this business. I see stone now, and which is why this business still excites me. I see stone now that I've never seen before. The amount of new stones being discovered, because the stone business and the countertop business has exploded. So countries that weren't involved in quarrying and exporting blocks now do, because there's big business in it. It's big money involved. So now countries that didn't do it before now do it. And they're finding all these different exotic blocks of quartzite and granites and marbles. And it's just beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, literally, I always say, like, you can literally put a picture frame on it and hang it on the wall.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to do anything to it. Just put it up. It's so beautiful.
It really is.
Last week, all the deliveries we had, I'll put some pictures in from that. Mm-hmm. Just seeing all of those, you can see how different all this stone looks and how beautiful it is.
It is. I mean, that's why to me, like you said, and I always say it, I don't want to put down quartz, because quartz is a good product. If you're looking for that white marble look, without the maintenance of white marble, quartz is a great product. But to me, there's nothing more beautiful than natural stone. The colors available, the depth of the material, it's almost like three-dimensional, where you can actually look into the stone. And I always, say, when you do a countertop like that, this exotica, with a lot of movement and variation, every time you sit at that table or you sit at that counter, you will see something in that stone that you've never seen before.
Yep.
And it's just truly amazing.
Yeah, even like the tiniest, littlest bit, if you're really looking closely, you can see like some specks of green or blue and the stone could be black. Yeah. And it's really beautiful. Those are all the questions I have for you today.
Okay. Those were good.
They were.
They got me hopped up. I was excited about that.
Yeah.
It's good.
Thank you guys for tuning into this week's episode. We will be back next week with another episode, and we hope you guys have a wonderful week. See you later.
You know,
it's crazy.
That's okay.